Hey friends! So, guess what today is? I'll tell you. It's January 11th, 2019, which means it's my third T birthday. Oh my god. Yeah, so it's the third year I've been on HRT, basically putting a needle in my butt. Not in my butt, but in the skin in my butt. Hormones. So basically every year you might have noticed I like to do a timeline, but since too many butts in this video, okay, since everyone always comments about my hair because like, hey, it's kind of my fault, I changed my hair color and style like every other video, I thought, why not mush the testosterone timeline with the hair timeline and just turn it into its whole thing. So there's gonna be that and the comparison video along with like my comments for the year, which begins now. So a lot happened this year in regards to trans related topics, like politically, which it shouldn't be political. People should just be able to live their own lives and they aren't affecting other people except to help them. But anyway, rather than focusing on like stuff people have said, instead I'd like to encourage anyone out there who might be watching this who feels like they're either doubting themselves or have been put down by another person, because like, I'll tell you a story very fast. Going through these photos, it kind of like brought out this little piece in me, like in the back of my head, that like some of those thoughts aren't the best, and they're just the kind of thoughts that are like, you know, why? Like, why did this happen? Why couldn't I have just accepted myself however like I was assigned at birth? But the fact of the matter is that I literally couldn't. I tried that, and by the end of it, I didn't feel like I had really a reason left to continue on. So that really was the only choice. It's like not this thing of like where people are gonna try and tell you like, oh, you're choosing to be trans instead of cis. Or like, I don't know, whatever. That's just, it's not a choice in that. The choice is, am I going to live through this suffering, or am I going to live happier? Or it's, am I going to live at all? Or am I not going to live? Because that's what it was for me, and I know a lot of people can relate to that. So if that's where you are, and someone has said things like that, or you're feeling discouraged because you've seen stuff like that online, just know that, first of all, it does get better. That's like cliche thing to say, but it's true. Second of all, you know yourself. Like, no one can define for you what's in your head and what is best for like your emotional state and what's true for you as a person. Like, I personally couldn't deny with that little voice in my head, like, oh, maybe I could just hide it. I couldn't. Once the truth surfaces like that of who you are, and like you understand this battle that you've had in your head, it's like, why? There is no choice except for to be myself. So that's what this is. And if you're looking at the rest of this video in the pictures, that's what I'd like for you to observe, I guess. But I wanted to make this because originally I didn't hear, like, I was not very educated on trans people at all, and I wanted to start my YouTube channel again because YouTube helped me figure out that, hey, I'm not totally weird, like, in a bad sense. I'm weird in a good sense, and we all know that. But like, I felt like I finally had the pieces of the puzzle. So I hope that for those of you out there who are feeling that way too, that this will help help you like feel boosted and re-inspired. I hope you're having a great day. I mentioned in part of this video that you guys are partly what helped me, like especially people who have been around from the beginning, but like even now you encourage me all the time, so I'm happy basically to give any of that back to you. I will see you very soon. Enjoy the timeline of hair dye and voices. Okay, goodbye.
We're in CVS and we look so extra.
All I do is adore you all of the time. I'd like to. I'd like to. I'd like to love you every day. I'd like to love you, love you. I'd like to love you, love you. If I
think it's interesting for people to feel something when they're reading it, especially if it's something dark and related to that, because I think art is an outlet, so if I can put that down on paper, it can maybe get it out of your system instead of it having to come true. Half of it is just my interest in it. Like, if you're interested in anatomy, you can totally do it.
Down and then back up before like staying down farther again. But like by 2 weeks my voice already had started to do something, which is like not normal, so don't expect that. Instead of that creating more trans people, as some people are saying, like, it's giving people a way to actually express it for the first time. This week when it happened, I was just calmly drinking water, as you have to do every day. But eventually it got to be later in the night, and I don't know if you've experienced this, but people tend to say things like that they're thinking deeply as the later the night goes on. So if you're wondering why I'm in fancy attire, you should go check out my last video where I interviewed my doggos. I just wanted to give you ideas and hopefully inspire you on why there's so many reasons to live. I want it to be kind of a storyline of finding queer empowerment, but like, I don't want to just sit down in front of the camera and talk about it. I don't feel like it's as powerful. And what I like about me, just as a teaser, if you've never visited this channel before, hi! My name's River Kai, and if you're watching this and you would like to become part of our weird fam, that makes you a weirdo, because I'm a weirdo, and that's basically all you need to know. So,